Hi, this is Emily Nature, and in this video, I want to share with you the message that it takes too much effort to be anything or anyone other than you, other than yourself. And when I say you or yourself, it doesn't mean like a fixed thing, like a fixed entity, or there's a certain way that you are and you have to show up. But when I say you, it means just a natural expression of life, just the most natural expression of the life force that wants to come through you in that moment. And it takes too much effort to be anything other than that. So let me tell you a couple of stories. I live in Bali, and in Bali we have very famous Balinese dances, and these dances feature young women in elaborate costumes, makeup, and they will play the role of either a princess or someone from a high society, or a butterfly, or a swan, or a bird. And so, because I live in a musician's house, I get to see the backstage. And before the dance itself, these women, these young girls, spent literally 3 hours. They spend 3 hours putting on makeup, putting on lipstick, like thick powder, and like putting on these fake eyelashes, and they have like body painting they put on themselves, and they put all these elaborate hair pieces and like ornate costume layers, layers after layers after layers, and it took them 3 hours just to put that on. And it's really heavy. It's really heavy. This, I see that it's not very easy for them to move around. And after the dance itself, so they went to do the dance, and they play the role as the princess or the swan or the bird, and afterwards they came back. It took them like another half an hour, 45 minutes to remove their makeup. And it's like, wow, that's really a lot of work. And funny enough, this morning I played a role in a comedy, so I had to put on makeup. I actually never wear makeup. I don't wear lipsticks or anything other than like just nothing on my face. Um, so for that role, I had to put on the clothes and wear the jewelry and put on the makeup and be someone other than myself. And I noticed that afterwards, I just felt exhausted. I was really tired because it's too much work and too much effort um, to be something other than who we naturally are. So I'm seeing that in life, sometimes we do that, and it's not as like obvious as putting on makeup or wear some different costumes or being in a role that obvious. But it's like sometimes we say, okay, now I'm going to go to work, and this is the person that I have to be and how I have to show up. Now I'm going to meet my client or my manager, and there are certain ways that I have to act, certain things that I have to say, and that is not something that we even do consciously, right? It was like, okay, now I'm going into that role. And we wonder why it's so tiring and exhausting at the end of the day. If, we don't feel tired after spending a day with friends that we love, because we're just naturally ourselves. We're expressing, we say what we want, do what we want. But when we are with our clients, with our bosses, with people that we think, quote unquote, we have to act a certain way, we are already in that role play. And it takes effort. It's too much work. That's why it's exhausting. So I think like here's just an invitation for you to notice in your own life. Like, are there things or activities or people that you don't really look forward to doing or engaging? Well, chances are in those interactions, you might have unknowingly put on a mask, put on an invisible mask where you say that I have to show up in a certain way in order to be okay, in order to be respected, in order to be looked up to, in order for me to have the results that I want. And what if we forget that? What if we can just like show up naturally as who we are, how the life and the life force energy wants to express through us, unpolished, uncurated, with no agenda in the moment? I wonder, just this is just an invitation for you. I wonder what that would be. Like this video for me, it's super easy to make because I don't have to like wear fancy clothes and put on makeup. If you ask me to act as a princess, wow, that's a whole lot of work. And funny enough, that's what we demand of ourselves. That's what we make ourselves do unknowingly a lot of the time. And that's why we exhaust ourselves unnecessarily. So it's take too much work to be anything other than what is naturally you in the moment. And yeah, that's the message. My invitation for you to notice what's happening in your life and just play with it.